وبركاته. There is no deity that deserves to be worshipped except Allah. He is one and only. We believe in Him, we adore Him, we ask for His forgiveness over all our shortcomings. We also believe that Prophet Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him, is a messenger and servant of Allah. Viewers at home, you are welcome to our program. And in today's program, inshallah, we want to look at a particular hadith in the book of Imam Bukhari, reported by Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. May Allah be pleased with him. Here he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, any one of you who can protect two things for him, that is the organ between the two jaw bones and also the one between our legs, which is our private part. The organ between the jaw bones is the tongue, and that is the one between the two legs is the private part. That any one of you can protect them firmly is going to guarantee that person Jannah. And the hadith is found in the book of Imam Bukhari. But before we go into that hadith, there are a lot of narration from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that has given us lances as Muslims, opportunity where we can easily get Jannah, paradise, easily as a Muslim. Another hadith in the book of Imam Abu Dawud, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, whosoever believe and testify, say, Raditu billahi rabbah, I believe Allah as my Lord, wa bil Islam dina, I also believe Islam as my religion, wa bi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam nabiyyan wa rasulan, I also believe that Muhammad is a messenger and prophet of Allah. If we believe that firmly, sincerely, definitely, we are sure of entering into Jannah. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also advised us as Muslims that there is a special prayer a Muslim can be doing, despite the fact that we have been observing all the 5 salawat, the 5 daily prayers, we have been fasting in the month of Ramadan. Allah has given you words, you have gone and Hajj, you have paid your zakat. You can also continue with this prayer by saying, Allahumma inni as'aluka al-jannah. If you can say it 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening, and you die with that sincerity, your paradise is guaranteed. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said, when he was advising us on a very good moral ground, he said, Iyakum wasilik. Iyakum wasilik. As Muslims, we should try as much as possible to be truthful in anything we are doing, in dealing with your creator, in dealing with your family, your wife, your children, your friends, the Muslims, the non-Muslims alike. We should be truthful to ourselves. We should live a peaceful life within ourselves. For the fact that you have a friend or you have a colleague, or you have a business partner that is not a Muslim, that sincerity and truthfulness should be something that should be existing between us. So the Rasul warned that anytime we want to engage in anything with anybody, we have to be truthful. Because truthfulness leads to righteousness. And when you are righteous, certainly you are going to get Jannah easily. This is also one of the things that the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned. There are other things that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says. In one of these he said, "Man bana Allahu baytan, bana Allahu lahu baytan fil Jannah." And the hadith is also found in the book of Imam Bukhari, that whosoever builds a house for Allah in the service of God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to build for him a place in Jannah. On a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Sunnah of Imam An-Nasai, he said, whosoever is able to observe 12 extra nawafil every day, during the day and the night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to build for him a house in Jannah. Meaning that apart from all the compulsory salawat, the 5 daily prayers, we are now praying extra 12 rakah, both during the day and the night. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to pick for you a place in Jannah. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in another hadith said, Man salaka tariq yattamisu bihi ilm, whosoever bring out a path or create a path where people are getting knowledge, just like how we are educating ourselves in this forum. You are getting knowledge about Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to pave way, is going to create a path for you that will lead you into Jannah. In the hadith of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, anyone amongst you who is able to raise his 2 girls upright and they are chaste until they get married, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make his Jannah easy for him. And that is of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Sunnah of ABDUL-MAJEED. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "O people, spread salam, if salam, bainakum. Spread the greeting of salam. Anytime you meet yourself on the road, in the car, anywhere you find yourself, as long as you are brothers in faith, you should extend the greeting of salam. Feed the hungry ones, those who are in need. Also feed them, and try to wake up at night when others are sleeping. And make sure you observe so that is tahajjud. In Ramadan, it is called tarawih. Stand up at night when others are sleeping. If you are able to do that, you are going to enter into Jannah with salam. You are going to enter into Jannah with peace. All these are what the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also mentioned about the orphans, children that have lost mostly their fathers. That if you are able to take good care of them, myself, that is Muhammad himself, and I with him, and that person will be like this, showing 2 of his fingers, that they will be a close companion in the day of judgment inside Jannah. And one of the hadiths, which is going to be the final one on that, the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Al-Umrah, if you perform one Umrah this year, till the next year, it's going to serve as forgiveness of sin for those who embark on it. وَالْحَجِّ مَبْرُورٌ لَيْسَ لَهُ جَزَاءٌ إِلَّا الْجَنَّةُ. And for one who perform a sincere and devoted and clean Hajj, there is nothing that will be given to him as a reward except Jannah. Many of all these are so many that the Prophet has mentioned to us easiest way where a Muslim can get Allah's Jannah easily. But the one we want to focus today is the one that we reported, that is reported by Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, one of the companion of the Prophet in the book of Imam Bukhari. And the Rasul is saying that whosoever that is able to protect what is in between his jaw bones, referring to the tongue, and also the one that is in between his 2 legs, referring to his private part, Atman lahu Jannah, I'm guaranteed that person Jannah. Our tongue is so special. It is something that we need to be very careful about. And that's why Islam has given us ways on how to handle them. These 2 organs Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us. There are general rulings. We explain the general rulings before we come to the specific rulings. The general rulings on how to use them, we should try to be using them for what will please Allah. The tongue and the private part. We make sure we use it for things that will please Allah. We should also try as much as possible that we avoid using them for things that will make us not be doing the will of Allah, or to turn to be a disobedient servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should try to restrict ourselves as much as possible, despite the fact that there are a lot of distractions, there are a lot of temptations, there are a lot of things that is going on in the society. Shaitan has taken over virtually everything. But as Muslims, we need to be very careful. That's why the Quran says, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. 12 by the time, but surely men are in a state of loss. Why? Because they are no longer following the rule given to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What they are doing is what is coming from their own mind. And as such, Shaitan is the one guiding them. Majority of man are in a state of loss. Except those who believe sincerely in Allah and they also engage in righteousness. They are saying the truth and also encouraging others to say the truth. They are being patient by serving Allah accordingly, and they are also encouraging others to also be patient with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these two organs, they are things that we need to monitor them carefully. And as long as we can monitor them, we are not going to have problems with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, both in this world and hereafter. And the two organs, like I said, is our tongue and our mouth. Now to be specific, when we are talking about the tongue, is the wazir, the minister of the body. And we need to understand it very well and keep it safe. When we keep it safe, the whole part of our body will be safe. Or if we didn't keep it safe, then we may likely put ourselves in a problem. One of the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, every day in the morning, when a man wakes up, every part of the body, to sakru lisan, they will be talking to the tongue, fatakulu lahu, and they will be telling him, ya lisan, oh our tongue, ittaqullah fina, fear Allah, protect yourself and protect us. Every morning that we wake up in the morning, the whole part of our body, we will not see how they are communicating, but they will be communicating to the tongue, telling the tongue that, oh our tongue, everybody is accountable for himself. Oh our tongue, fear Allah, فَإِنَّمَا نَحْنُ بِكَ, because we are together with you. Is that if you are lucky to be steadfast and follow what is right, we are also going to be steadfast. But if you go wayward, you decide to do otherwise, by not following what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has instructed, by not using your tongue for what is right, then all of us are going to survive together. Just for example, you see a young man abusing an old person. You see a young man speaking ill of other person. Or you see somebody accusing the governor, accusing the president, accusing the chairman of a local government, accusing a councillor, and eventually he is caught. It is not the tongue that will suffer, the whole body will suffer it. So that is why they are begging the tongue, please fear Allah and do the right thing. There's a narration that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, one of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was in his room one day, and somebody came in to see him, and he was holding his tongue, and he was saying to his tongue, Ya lisani, my tongue, kullu khayra. Try to be saying the truth always. Truthfulness is important. If you're able to do that, we are going to benefit from it. Our hospital and Isha. When you see evil, try to control your tongue, not to push you into problem. If you're able to do that, you'll be saved. Waila. But if you fail to do that, we will all regret our actions together. This man that entered in his room, that is the room of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he was asking, oh Father of Abdurrahman, I have a share of the whole. Are you saying this from your mind? I was showing Samaritan, or it's what you had, or you had from somewhere, maybe the Prophet of Allah. He said, La, but Samaritan Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I heard that from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yaqul, say, Inna akthar khatoya ibn Adam min lisani. That the greatest of all sins that will be committed by the children of Adam, and the highest percentage will be coming from what their tongue might have led them. The problem will have come as a result of offenses and problems caused by their tongue. That's why we need to control our tongues. In the world today, we have media freedom. We have people who can say anything they like, but we should also be careful while we are saying them. We should remember that in our life as we are now, as Muslims, the Quran tells us that we have a book of record fastened on our neck. And there are angels, Raqib, Atid, who are writing whatever we are doing. The one is recording the good side, while the other one is recording the bad side. The Surah Al-Qaf, ayah 18. And that says, مَنْ يَلْفِسُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. Whatever you order, the angels are there writing them down. You should remember that they are writing them down. In the day of judgment, these will be brought out in front of you. And you'll be asked to read what you have done by yourself. The Quran says, you'll be told, Ikra kitabak. Read your book. The record of what you did while you are alive. Kafa bi nafsika al-yawma alayka hasiba. Assess yourself whether what you have done is enough to see the mercy of Allah or to be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this has been quoted by Imam Ibn Jari in his tafsir. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us. Every man has a book fastened to his neck. The day of judgment will be brought for the book. For those who are criminals, who have not done what Allah has commanded, by the time they see the book of their record, they will shout, Mali hadha al-kitab. Who is the owner of this book? La yugaddiru saghiratan wa la kabiratan illa khasara. That nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. What I did was exactly written. Once it's wajadna amilu hadira. We are going to see what we have done clearly. It will be written and dropped in front of you. And Allah will never be unjust to anybody. Pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us towards what is right. That's why it is important that we guide our tongue. Somebody came one day and he was asking the Prophet to advise him on what he can be doing that will make him closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The advice he gave to him that day was, La yazalu lisanika watban. You should not allow your tongue to stay, except that you are using it to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala frequently. So we are going to mention some of the 10 positive things that a Muslim is expected to be using tongue for. One of them that I mentioned is remembrance of Allah. The Quran says, remember me, I will remember you. Thank me over all the favors I've done for you. Well, do not deny my favor. Allah's favor are so many. The blessing He has done for us is so. For even creating us a person and making us a nation is a blessing for Him. A friend of ours was sick recently and he had a problem with his liver. They asked him to go and look for 25 million for Christmas. The poor man, very, very poor, he was on his own. He cannot even raise 30,000 naira, not to even talk of 100,000 naira, not to even talk of 1 million. But they are requesting for 25 million. That is just a liver in our body. So how do you now price the remaining part of the body, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us free? So if you want to leave our house at night, pray, Bismillah, tawakkaltu lillah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Whether in the morning or at night. If you come back, you pray. If you want to eat your food, Bismillah. If you finish, alhamdulillah. If you want to enter the toilet, make a stop. If you come out, make a stop. In anything you want to do, make sure you remember Allah always. Another thing that is also encouraged is اجتنبوا فضول من الكلام. We should try not to be a total talkative. Because if you are talking excessively, your utterances has no direction. And at times, if it has direction, if you are the type that talk too much, there is tendency in going against certain things that will not be good for your own making. So that is why Islam tries to discourage us that we should be careful, control, and we don't join those who are talkative. The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has warned us against that. Salman, radiallahu anhu, one of the Sahaba of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, said, أكثر الناس الذنوب يوم القيامة أكثرهم كلاما في معصية الله. Great number of people that will be seen as sinners in the day of judgment are those who have committed some crime against the personality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can see somebody calling Allah differently. I was discussing with somebody one day, though a non-Muslim anyway, who was telling me that God is so cold now and is so weak that he sleeps in that. And that is why we are seeing crisis. We are seeing crisis. Or somebody telling other people that I saw God, he spoke with me, saying things against the personality of Allah, which is not correct. Which is not correct. Or self-acclaimed prophet, claiming that he's a prophet of God. He's hearing some word from God. God is talking to him. When the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Inna risala wa nubuwa wa qadr. The chain of messengership, prophethood has ended. Wala Rasul, wala Nabiyyi min ba'd. There will be no any other prophet or messenger after me. The Prophet says, Tuba liman anfaqa fadlu min malihi. Good news for those who are spending from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them from their wealth. But he was able to control his tongue. He did not lose it out. Just like when you have a wild animal, maybe a dog in your house. You know, those who have a tame dog in their houses for security sake. In most cases, they use it at night. Or if they lose it out, and you are not familiar with that dog, it's going to be a problem. Another thing that is also a guide for us is tenable lie. The Muslim should try to avoid engaging in gossip. The Prophet has warned us against that. In an hadith reported by Abu radiallahu anhu, that the Prophet says, in al-habdan, any servant of Allah, when he sent a cause, that cause he will go into heaven, and if he doesn't hit the target there, it will come down to the head. When it comes down to the head, it doesn't hit the target, you see it going to the right. If it doesn't hit the target, you will see it going to the left. If it doesn't hit the target, it will eventually go back to the person that started it. That is why we need to be very careful about it. Don't just curse. You know, some of us are so loose, even when we are talking to our leaders, our governor, our president, our ministers, our host of assembly members, chairman of local government, our councillors. You talk to them anyhow. You curse them. And this is not right as far as Islam is concerned. We also need to be truthful in all what we are doing as Muslims. In our character, in our dealing with others, in our statement, we need to be truthful. And that is also one of the ways that we can guide against using our tongue for things that are negative. The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in the hadith I mentioned earlier, that alaykum bi-sidq, try to be truthful, for inna sidqa yahdi al-bir, for truthfulness leads to righteousness, for inna al-bira yahdi al-jannah, and righteousness leads to Jannah. Wa iyyakum al-kadhib, avoid telling lies, because telling of lies yahdi al-fujur, it leads to crime. Wa inna al-fujur yahdi al-nar, and telling of lies, criminal or crime, also leads to hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from that. And that thing that is also important that we need to know is to prevent ourselves of becoming a muflis. Prophet says there were some people who are going to be muflis in the day of judgment. He was asking the Sahaba, who are the muflis? A bankrupt person. A lot of them were giving different definitions. Somebody that doesn't have wives, that doesn't have money, that doesn't have wealth, different interpretation. But the Rasulullah said, no, the person who is a muflis is that person who in the day of judgment come with a lot of good works. He come with salat, come with zakat, come with hajj, come with fasting, come with every good thing. And by the time they look at his good and bad, they discover that the good he has done is more than the bad. And at the end, he has to go into Jannah. And some people now asking Allah, their own Allah, this man when we are alive, he has taken some of our rights and we want to take it back today. So what has he done? He said, one day he told a lie against me. Take from his good deed and give to him. Another person will come. People will be saying many, many things. He backbite me, he slander me, he defame my personality, he did this. They keep removing his good deed. Until when it finishes, if people are still coming, they will be taken from their evil and be added to his own. After which everything is settled, he will ask the angel to check his book of deed again and see whether he still have some things left. They check, they discover that all the good deeds are finished. The only thing that is left are the evil. And this is the man who was asked to go into Jannah before, and now they direct him to hellfire. Those are the muflis, the bankrupts, and save us from that. And that thing that also we need to avoid as Muslims using our tongue for is ghaiba, backbiting. So is the order of the day. Both men and women today backbite. When you speak ill of your brother in his absence, you are backbiting. If what you are saying about him is not true, it's backbiting. If what you are saying behind it is true, or is something that he will not like, it's slandering. Both backbiting and slandering, the two of them are not acceptable in Islam. And that is why in Surah Al-Fujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it similar to somebody who is eating the flesh of his brother alive. He said, وَلَا يَكْتُمُ بَعْدُكُمْ بَعْدُ. None of you speak ill of one another. أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَنْ يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. Do you like to eat the flesh of your brother? I know you will not like to do that. So if you don't like to do that, then try to avoid speaking ill of one another as far as Islam is concerned. And another thing is making mockery of other people or making jest of other people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran has warned us against that. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, all who believe, la yaskharu qawmun min qawmin. No group of people, a tribe or a community will be making jest of the other. Asa an yakunu khayran minhum. The people you are making jest, they may even be better than you. You are from this tribe, you see the other person, you are making mockery of them. You are from this nation, you have the feeling that you are better than the other person. And Islam kick against all this because we are all the same in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are equal before Allah. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. And that thing that we can also use our tongue to do that will save us both here and the hereafter is to be using it for amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. Command what is good and forbid what is bad. The Quran tells us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنَ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Who is based in statement, in his speech, except those who call people to the path of Allah. وَعَمِلُ صَالِحًا. And is also engaging in righteousness. For that in name, and also believe and say that I'm one of those who submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always engage in amr bil ma'ruf. Ashukru al-ma'ruf bil lisan. We should also use our tongue to be thankful to Allah. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "La yashkuru Allah ma lam yashkuru an-nas." When a fellow human being has done something great to you and you don't thank him, it shows that even if it is Allah who has done the same thing, you will be grateful to him. So we should be using our tongue to be thanking Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Uncountable. Because the blessing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us so many. So many. So So we need to thank Allah. What He needs from us is to thank Him. And He said, if you thank me, I will increase of your bounties. So we should be thanking Allah. We know about the history of the Prophet when he was alive and he was observing Tahajjud, and he stood so long in Salat that his legs started swelling up. And the wife was asking the Prophet, Allah, look at your leg. Despite the fact that subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven you, you are still praying, staying too long in prayer. And the Rasulullah says, am I not going to be a grateful servant of Allah? There are a lot of us today, Allah has blessed us in many ways. Instead of us to direct our thankfulness to Him, we are sending it to other people entirely. So we should try as much as possible to make sure that we thank Allah over all these people. These are some of the things that our tongue can do, the positive side and the negative side. But there are some certain things. Al-Islah bayna nas, also to reconcile among two people who are fighting, is also part of the thing that we can be using our tongue to do, not to be causing problem for people. Or if you see somebody, you are a warner, preaching to people, talking to them, it's also one of the things that is encouraging. So we should try as much as possible to make sure we use our tongue to what is right. If you now go through the other side of it, anytime you want to talk and you want to use your tongue, ask yourself a certain question. Whatever I want to say now, is it necessary? Can I do without it? What would be the benefit of saying it? Is there any consequences of saying it? And it must be polite. You must be honest. And anytime you want to use your tongue, make sure you connect that your tongue with your brain. Because some people talk, it is later they realize when they have said that it's not right. If you cannot make someone happy, do not cause harm to that person. Having said much about our tongue, the other organ that the Rasul also warned us against is our private parts. A lot of people today are using it for immoralities. They are using it to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah in the Quran, chapter 17, Surah Al-Isra, chapter 32, He has warned us saying, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تقربوا الزنا. Do not come near to fornication and adultery. إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا. Because it is evil and it leads to many evils, because it is an abomination. A lot of people commit them today. Young boys on the streets who are not willing to settle down for a marriage because the girls are there free of charge and they are their service. Even those who doesn't have girl at their service, there are people who are sex workers. They go to the hotel club at night. They enjoy them with their money, and this is against the principles of humanity, what God has created in us. Allah has warned us that we should not even move closer to it at all. I remember when the issue of coronavirus started in Nigeria, and there was lockdown everywhere. Many of those prostitutes, they are making noise on TV, on social media, because their customers are no longer coming. Many homes, wives, they enjoy their husbands, because where they are going, there was no opportunity for them to do it again. If you can do that for 4 weeks, and you live a peaceful life, it shows that if you abandon it, nothing will happen to you. But we have people who will be saying, I cannot do without it. A single woman is not enough for me. And perhaps it's not a Muslim that he has the opportunity of having the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Even those who are not Muslims, they are campaigning about it again, because that is the reality. So we need to be very careful anything that will lead us to commit fornication, to commit adultery. They are against the principles of us living as a human being, and we should try to run away from it. Lesbianism is the order of the day, where we have girls and girls meeting themselves. They are tired of meeting a man, the now choose to have guest to guest. Homosexuality is also the order of the day. We should also try to avoid that. Bestiality is also the order of the day. There was a boy during the time of the Prophet who came to ask the Prophet to permit him for fornication. The Prophet said, the lady you want to have or be having sex with is a mother to somebody. Is either is a mother to somebody, is a sister to somebody, or a wife to somebody, or a daughter to somebody. Will you be happy when you see somebody doing the same to either to your mother or to your sister? The same way you are not going to be happy, so also the other people will not be happy. And the Rasul has to pray Allah to rebuke that thing. So it is important as Muslims that we guide our family path very well. And that's why there's a this that says, Ya Ma'shar al-Shabab, for those of you that are youth, if you have the means to support a home, to build a home, no matter how small it is, Allah has promised in the Quran, if you have very little and you're going to marry, you that's not how we increase his bounties. If you have that little means, just try to settle down. If you settle down, the society will be better. So that you stay as a father, you have your wife, have your children, rather than going around and depositing things into people's life and you are not ready to marry them. You see a lot of people that are rapists today. And ism in our constitution here in Nigeria is also against the constitution. So as Muslims, we need to take care of our life, take care of our tongue, and take care of our private parts. Our sexual heart will be there. If you want to satisfy it, you satisfy it in halal way. That is why the Rasul also said, even if you want to meet with your wife, there are principles you follow. Do a foreplay, you lead in askar, and if you do that, you have a reward for doing that. And the Sahaba has. Are you saying when we're enjoying ourselves, we are still going to get the reward? Yes. Because if you do it in the wrong way, you also be punished for that. And we should know that it is important as Muslims, our children that we are having in mind to bring to this world. The first thing, legitimate thing that they want from us is to give up to them legitimately. So we want to thank all those who have listened to us that as far as Islam is concerned, these two organs in our body are very important. The tongue and the private part. And we should guide them jealously. That we use them for what is right, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bless us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.